Canada got hit with another tariff, 78% on canola seed and canola products. And this time, it wasn't Trump. Nope. Thank you, China. So we've been in a bit of a tussle with China for the last year over EV tariffs. Yep. Trudeau put a tariff on the EVs, electric vehicles made in China, in order to align Canada with American interests. And what happens when Canada aligns with American interests against China? Canada gets screwed. Or Trump 1.0, when Trump demanded that Canada arrest the Huawei executive and extradite her to the States. And so we arrested her, and she sat in her beautiful mansion for 2 years while she fought the extradition. What did China do? China arrested two Canadians that were in China. Both of them were named Michael. So we called them the two Michaels, and they were arrested on espionage charges, which were probably more than likely trumped up. Yes, I did use that as a pun. And unlike the Huawei executive who was in the nice mansion, our two Michaels spent 2 years in a Chinese jail. And do you think Trump, who created the problem, do you think he helped Canada out? No, not one bit. And then we go and do it again with electric vehicles. This time we're aligning with Biden, but in the end, Canada still gets screwed with a 78% tariff on our canola seed. And here's the thing, the seeds are in the ground. They've grown. They're about to be harvested. It's not like the farmers could all of a sudden go, oh, okay, well, there's a 78% tariff. I guess now we got to plant something else. No, they've already planted it. They already have orders that may now be canceled due to that 78%. Part of me wonders. Now, this is conspiracy theory stuff, so do not take this as fact. But I do wonder if Trump made a phone call. China and the US are in trade talks and are in that trade war themselves. And I'm wondering if Trump asked for a favor to screw Canada over in favor of canola seeds from the US being sold into China. I guess we'll see. If they ever do come to a deal, we'll see if there are any tariffs against American canola seed producers. So what can these Canadian farmers do? Well, hopefully some of their orders will go through and won't be canceled, because China does need that canola seed in order to feed its animals and make canola oil. But 78%, chances are they're going to get canceled in favor of producers from elsewhere, like the United States. So our trade people, I'm not really sure. I'm going to be really honest here. I have no idea how farmers sell their products. So all I know is that the other people that we sell canola seed to are Japan, Mexico, a bit to the States, and of course, China. I also know that the only other places that buy canola seed or import canola seed are the Philippines, India, and Pakistan. So somebody's going to have to get on the phone to see if there is a shortage somewhere that can be made up, because there's no way we can dump it. That's not good practice. We don't want to do bad trading practices by undercutting other producers, but maybe there's a shortage. Maybe there's a shortage somewhere, or maybe there's an increased need that just developed. Hopefully, who knows? But another part of me starting to think, okay, we knew about this a year ago. this was threatened a year ago, that there would be a tariff on canola seed if we couldn't solve this EV trade tariff, a bunch of other stuff. So they knew it was in the pipeline. Of course, they didn't know if it would come out the other end, but they knew it was there. Should they have hedged their bets and cut their fields in half and maybe planted something else? Not sure that they could. I mean, they had orders and they had to fulfill those orders. Next year, I guess there's going to be a whole different crop in that field. And this could create a canola shortage for China if they can't make that up elsewhere. But I bet you any money, China will buy from the States and the States will turn around and buy it from us. Either way, China will buy our canola seed with a bit of a USA markup, just like they buy their oil. Well, until recently. You see, China used to buy oil from the States. And it was our crude oil that they were buying, and they were processing it in China. And then they canceled 90% of their orders thanks to that little trade hiccup that they had when Trump first came in. And 90% of those orders were canceled out of America, and those purchase orders went to Canada, which was great because we needed to get that TMX capacity up higher. We're not full capacity yet, but we're getting there, and we still need to dredge the Burrard Inlet in order to get those bigger ships to the port, the oil platform, so they can fill up and make their way back to China. So here's the thing. Next year, farmers are going to have to reevaluate what they are going to grow. What are they going to plant? I wonder how that works. If you are an expert on agriculture, because I'm about to go and do a bunch of research on this, just for my own sake. But if you wanted to come on to Brand Appeal, the podcast, and let's have a little chat about how farmers create a brand for their farms and sell around the world. Well, until next time, peel out.